All right. Well, good afternoon. Thank you for joining Agent Marketing Academy here. And today we're going to be talking about real estate disrupted and just basically what you need to know as a real estate agent to compete and win in the digital real estate shift. So this is a high level class just to give you some information on why it's important to make sure that your business is digitally oriented, that it's mobile friendly, and we'll give you some tips and tools on some of the apps that you can use to help implement into your business that'll help you out in competing in the digital space. And like always, if you have questions or anything, definitely use the chat window or the Q&A tab. We're going to be monitoring those and we'll answer those questions as we go through it. So just jump in, make this as uh, interactive as possible, and we'll go from there. And so if you don't know me, my name is Dave Marzinke. I'm with Movement Mortgage. And I'm the branch manager for Movement here in Orange County, down in Mission Viejo, California. But we serve multiple states as California, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. So if you guys need help with any clients in those areas, we can definitely help you out. All right. So let's see. We have one comment here. Let's see. Oh, this is Young. I have to leave at 1:45. No problem. We'll probably be wrapped up a little bit before that. So appreciate you letting me know that. So, all right, let's dive in. So what we're going to be talking about today is 5 different trends that are impacting real estate, talking about future-proofing your business, making sure that you can protect your business from this digital disruption, and then some of the top apps that you can use for real estate agents that you can implement into your business. Excuse me. Let me get some water here for a second. So we'll go through it. So to kick things off conversationally, has anybody run into some things that they find in the digital space where they're finding it hard to compete, or are there things that you've done in your own business that will help you stand out? We'd love to hear that. And this just think of a masterminding thing as well. So if you have any comments regarding that, just feel free to chime in. So as we talked about, there's main trends that are impacting real estate here right now. And there's the rise of the digital culture. And so if you take a look back the timeline of technology and how that's been implemented into our lives, back in the 60s, we had little impact. And then as it's gone decade by decade, this technology has fully consumed us. It's, as we know, we're on our phones, we're in our laptops, we're using technology for every aspect of our lives, from ordering food, ordering services, groceries being delivered, all the way to checking out real estate. So it's fully implemented now. Let's see here. Oh, wonderful. Yep. So as she mentioned, the class is being recorded, so you guys can dive back into this down the road if you miss anything. So what are some of the other trends, right? The rise of social media. As we all know, social media is king, and you can take a look. Let me get this out of the way here. There we go. So social media has grown tremendously as it has over the last decade, maybe 20 years. And over 88% of people ages 18 to 29 are using social media, 78% of ages 30 to 49, and as we go through here. So, and I'm sure this has increased even more since this was done back in 2018. And then the rise of mobile. So everything that we touch technology-wise has to be mobile friendly. And so people are using their phones to virtually live. And I swear, if you took this phone right here and you lost this, how much of a panic attack would you have, right? There's nothing that we can't do or nothing that we do is not on our phones. So this is an interesting stat. So it said by 2020, and we're in 2021. But if you think about this, more people have mobile phones now than they do in the world than people have electricity. And that's only increasing. And so people with bank accounts, 4.5 billion, people with electricity, 5.3 billion, people with mobile phones, 5.4 billion. And that's increased from there. So just tremendous adaptation, and that's the tool that people use to stay connected and use technology. And the rise of consumer control, right? Consumers are now in control of everything because information is so prevalent, right? They can go out and you can research anything, whether it's on YouTube, Google, social media. You can YouTube and find information on anything. But people don't necessarily know how to use that information once they find it. So that's where we as professionals come into this story. So we need to be able to guide consumers, be an advisor to consumers, and help them digest the information that they've actually found out there on the internet. All right. So this is a past model where agents were in control of the information in real estate. So agents controlled the whole transaction through title. They controlled the mortgage, the meetings, home search, all the different aspects of the transaction. And now the consumer is pretty much in the center of everything. And the mortgage and loan officers can get to the consumer first. Obviously, real estate agents can get to the consumer first. They can find information, and consumers can do their own home search through any of the multiple sites. They can find out services on inspection, insurance, repairs, all the different factors of a real estate transaction. And so consumers have the ability to find this information, and they're the center of all these different wheels. But like I said, they don't know how to use the information. And so that's where you can stand out. So this is from the CEO of Purple Brick. A little bit dated on that, but the market has spoken. There's pressure on commissions. There's pressure on margins in mortgage. And 10 years ago, the gatekeeper was the agent. And today, the consumers have access to all that information. So the role of the agent has now become one of trusted advisor versus gatekeeper. So think about that as your mindset, being a trusted advisor. So who are the disruptors out there in the marketplace, right? So venture capital dollar volume in real estate technology. So this is the amount of money that venture capital has been pouring into these fintech companies and real estate tech companies. And this is just through 2017, and it's continuing to increase. And if you look at it, the battlefield for the consumer mind share, the consumer's attention, has just grown tremendously because you have all these different entities competing for headspace in the consumer's mind. So we have the disruptors like Open Door, OfferPad. We have, the big banks. We have the mortgage lenders. We have the fintech companies. We have real estate companies who own mortgage companies, which is increasing more and more. All the different communities that are out there. So there's a lot of competition to get the attention of the consumer. So how do you compete with that? And as you know, the iBuyers are out there as well, right? And that's kind of went away with COVID a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to be coming back as it comes into play. And you see that Zillow is making offers now. You see that, Redfin will make an offer on a house. So there's a number of other companies out there that are into this. Hey, we'll make this offer on the house right now. You don't have to deal with real estate agents. And then they take those homes and flip them. And so whether that's good or bad for the consumer, it's a trend. And so that's up to us as the trusted advisor to guide people through that information. And you can see that iBuying has been driven by multi-billion-dollar organizations. These aren't little startups. These are, multi-billion-dollar companies such as Zillow, Redfin. A lot of people have seen Knock, and that's come into play a lot here since the market switched, post-COVID, where it's become so competitive. And Knock, what they're doing is offering this bridge financing, so you don't have to be a contingent buyer. Only it's more of a niche than anything because only a select few people can actually fit into what they're doing. But there's a number of companies out there that are competing for this space. And you can see how real estate tech companies are flipping across the state. And you can see all these different communities, right? More and more, they're going into different communities. And what we're also seeing now is hedge funds coming in and buying up entire new construction communities and renting them out. So they see this as a trend too. So lots of competition for the buyers, lots of competition in our space in the real estate industry. So how many people visit Zillow's website every single month? Do we have any guesses? Let's see some of the answers out there. Put your answer in the chat window and we'll see who comes close. Well, we're at 186 million people, average monthly site viewers. So an incredible number of viewers and eyeballs on that site. And this is how Zillow is generating a huge amount of leads. And now that they have their own mortgage company, they're even trying to drive people and control that transaction from beginning to end. So we have one comment here. Yeah, tremendous amount, Young. So Zillow will make those offers right there, and they'll present this information to the consumer when they're on their website. And so how they try to, you know, give you a full cash offer, or if you go with the local real estate agent who is a premier agent, they'll try to drive that too. But now that Zillow's even getting in as a broker, they're going to have their own agents that are driving this. So there's different types of transactions, right? So you have high frequency, very quick transactions that offer low value. You can think of companies like Netflix, Uber, Airbnb. These are things that are readily accessible. There's not a lot of, it can happen very quickly, and it's more of a commodity type thing. And then you think of high value, low frequency, so lower number of transactions, slower transactions, but there's a high value as far as the experience and the advising that the professional does. So divorce lawyers, investment bankers. So you can think of this graph here. And then we have the real estate agent, right? So these transactions here, easy to disrupt, that are high frequency and don't require a lot of expertise. And these are harder to disrupt, lower frequency, but harder to disrupt because they have high value, high expertise needed. So this is a percentage of those who are opted to use a real estate professional as part of their transaction. Millennial age right here, which is now getting into that 35-year range. So it kind of straddles this, but 91 to 94% of those people are still using real estate professionals as part of the transaction. And then 81% for this group that's 55 and older. And so what this tells us is that even though there's all this information and all these people out there saying that, the role of the real estate agent is dying, that's not actually true, because people need real estate agents in order to facilitate the transaction, to guide them through the transaction, to be able to write the offer, to be able to negotiate on their behalf, and to be able to, help their offer stand out. And as well as I do, in this market, real estate agent, if you don't have a real estate agent, you're not going to be able to stand out when you're competing against multiple buyers for the same property, right? Because there's relationships that are involved between the listing agent and buyer's agent. There's reputations that are there. There's character that's there. There's negotiation skills that are there. All those things factor in. And so the real estate agent is still a viable, important part of this whole industry, as we know, and it's not going away anytime soon. So this is a graph that says in 5 years, the industry will look similar, but more fragmented with more consumer choice. So what does that mean? A more fragmented industry with a focus on consumer choice and increased value. Agents are not going anywhere. Property portals secure in position as best place to advertise home for sale. So we have, for sale by owner, online agencies, disruptive fintech companies, and then traditional agents. Let me move this graph out of the way because it's blocking part of this. So this says, in today, this is how that stands out. In 5 years, this is how that stands out. And so you can see how traditional agents shows a decrease on that, but you have a role in any of these because you can market yourself and you can operate within any of these categories. So agents that win the customer early, which means you get to the client early on in their search, their thoughts about buying or selling real estate, and you have a high-tech, high-touch sales process or a consumer process that it gives the client a superior experience, will remain relevant and thrive. And so as we stand out as professionals in this industry, as real estate agents and mortgage professionals, those of us that can get to the consumer first, that can have a process that's high touch, that brings a lot of value to the client, we will thrive in this industry and we will continue to thrive in this market. So how do you future-proof your business? What are some of the things that you can do to kind of protect yourself from the disruptors that are coming in and trying to take market share? First, focus on past clients and sphere of influence, SOI. Your past database is your security blanket. And if you're not touching that on a regular basis, if you don't have systems set up to keep in touch with those clients and give them high touch, high value messaging, then that's where you're missing out. So you need to make sure that you have tools in place that focus on being able to work with your database, your past client list. Those are clients that have worked with you. Those are clients that know you. Those are clients that are going to buy and sell again, or know people that are buying and selling. And so that is the gold mine that you need to be mining every single week, every single day. And your sphere of influence is obviously your people that your past clients know, as well as the people that you know that you're in network with. And so those are the things that you can focus on. And back that up, 64% of sellers found their agent through a referral. That's still true today. And 25% used an agent that they previously worked with. And this number should be a lot higher. But as humans, we're transaction focused sometimes, and we're just like, we're on to the next deal. And so we don't pay attention to our database as much as we should. And so this number is something that we could, as an industry, definitely improve on. But clients want to work with people they know, who they like, and who they trust. And that's still where that personal relationship comes in. And then you want to get tech friendly, right? So where do you need help? Where does your business, where do your systems need help, right? Do you have an agent focus? Do you have a CRM that's robust that helps you keep in touch with your database, right? There's Total Expert. There's a number of, Lion Desk is a great one, Total Expert. There's a number of CRMs that are out there. And if you need advice on taking a look at one, I definitely would love to sit down with you and take a look at what you're looking at, so we can advise you on that. Because our company, we've reviewed a ton of CRMs. We just put a brand new one in place that we developed ourselves. And so CRMs are powerful tools that you need to have in place to help you stay in touch with your past database. Right? Are you utilizing single property websites? If you have those listings, getting those single property websites that are mobile friendly can put you out there and help you stand out in the crowd. And so if you need anything on that, we have single property websites. We have a system where we can help with that. Landing pages, are you using landing pages in your marketing? Are you driving people from social media to your landing page and having your, pixels installed so that you can track who's coming to your landing page or your website, and then continuing to marketing towards those people? So definitely value in having that set up, right? And are you having lead capture information on your website, right? So one of the things that we do and that's out there is we can provide these banners that will, help attract attention to people and try to capture people's information and convert those leads. And so are you utilizing anything that will help capture people that actually come to your website? So it's great to have people come to your website, but if you don't know who they are and you don't try to capture their information, then you're missing out on those leads. Right. And then open house capture apps, there's a ton of them out there, and we'll go over a few in a second. But you can have them as yourself, or there's tools that are co-branded, and you can use those that share leads that have double the follow-up, make sure that those leads are all getting followed up on, and you can automate that as well. So there's tons of technology that'll help you automate all this. And are you mobile first? Like we said in the beginning, everything that you use, every tool that you use, every piece of technology that you use has to be mobile driven, and has to have that experience on the mobile phone, because that's where everybody works from. That's where everybody's got their phone in their hands, and that's where they're living. So, and these are just some of the things that you can take a look at. You have your Google My Business page. Do you have that set up? That's very mobile friendly. And then obviously your social content, making sure that you're dialed in on your social media. And we have different classes that address the different social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all those things. So look out for those reminders, and we can dive into those on a one-by-one basis. But if you're on social media and you want to see what's popular with what people are looking for when it comes to real estate, social media used for buying tips and neighborhood info. 44% for both of these categories, right? Neighborhood info from friends, buying tips, suggestion from friends, then agent's Facebook page, agent referrals, neighborhood lifestyle, neighborhood amenities, home buying info, neighborhood profiles, and then agent YouTube. So this is percentage of people that are where they're going to find information about buying tips and finding out information about a neighborhood. And there's those three main steps. You need to engage with clients. You need to have systems in place that nurture those clients that you're engaging with. And then at the right time, when they're ready, then you have those systems in place that help you convert those clients. So those are the three things that you need to focus on. What are you using to engage? How are you nurturing? And then what's helping you convert at the time where those people are ready to make that decision? And I'm sure you've heard the phrase speed to lead. And so we'll dive in a little bit more about that, but that's something that's definitely, um, you need to have systems in place that definitely helps you get to that person first and respond to them in a way that keeps their attention. So consumers expect instant response, right? And so I remember when we were working back in call centers back in the late 2000s, like 2006, 2007, before the crash, and then even during the crash. And we were using lead aggregators, and people would fill something out on the internet, and we would be able to respond very quickly, and they would be shocked at how fast the people can respond. Well, that's changed. People expect that now, and they're ready for it. And so they expect instant responses. They expect something right away. So if they look for information, they want to have that response right away because, 30 minutes from now, an hour from now, they're on to other things and they've completely forgotten about it because our attention spans are so tiny now. And so if you look at what happens, the longer it goes from when you receive information as far as a lead, 400% decrease in odds of qualifying after the first 5 minutes, right? So the longer it takes to respond, the less time or the less chance you have of converting that person. So 9% of real estate agents responded within the first 5 minutes. 50 responded between 5 minutes and 3 days. And then 41% never even replied to that. How shocking is that? So somebody's reaching out and there's not even a reply to that. So pretty interesting statistics. And next tool for helping you disrupt proof your business is the use of video. And there's tons of information out there, and I'm sure a lot of people already know all this, but 85% of the buyers and sellers want a real estate agent who uses video. And as we know, video is king, right? But one thing you might not know is about the rise of voice and using your um, Alexa skills or being able to market yourself as somebody on voice. And what that means is, people are using those technology like Alexa, like Google Assistant, like Siri, all of that information is being used to search for different information. So 50% of all searches will be voiced by 2020, and 41% of adults use voice search daily, right? So you want to have systems in place to help you reach those clients that are searching for things. So Amazon, Google, all those things are some tools that you can use to help you get involved in search. And 35.6 million people who use a voice enabled device, they use it at least once a month, right? And we can even see some of the major builders are incorporating this into their homes as they build them out. So, and this is an interesting stat, just talks to you about, how recent this has happened and how people are engaging with voice search. 41% within the last 6 months. Okay. So it's becoming more and more popular as we progress. And then what do people search for? What are some of the topics? What are the things of interest, right? Well, deals, sales, promos, and then this is where we would fall in: personalized tips and info and local happenings. So this category right here, these two categories. If you're providing personalized tips and info about real estate and you're providing local information, what's going on in the neighborhood or community, then those are things that are popular that people are searching for. And then just shows you what's being replaced by these search tools. So traditional AM/FM radio, smartphones, television. This shows you, instead of using these devices, they're using their actual smart speakers. And this shows you the amount of people that are in millions, 138 million here by 2020. And this has increased even more since 2021. So how do you get involved with voice search? There's a class that we have that says, develop your Alexa skills. But Alexa, and through Amazon, because Amazon owns Alexa, is the one where you can set that up and you can learn how to set up marketing on those voice search applications, right? So you can go into Alexa skills, and there's Alexa skills that basically allow you to develop, real estate, mortgage, finance, business, any of those things. And so there's a whole class that we have that we can carve out time to talk about this, and you can sign up for. But this is something that you might want to check out, incorporate into your business. And there's another stat that says 43% of smart speaker owners will be interested in using skills from companies or brands that they follow on social media. So what that means is that they're interested in subscribing to those services offered by the person or brand that's advertising there, and having those basically flash briefings and subscribing to those flash briefings. So that's what that means. So if you don't know what a flash briefing is, basically it's just like a voice blog that gives somebody an update on a different topics. So you can say every morning, Alexa has services and says, Alexa, play my flash briefings. And it'll go in and it'll play news that they've subscribed to, sports information, weather information, and then they can subscribe to different things about what's going on in the market, the real estate market, or what's going on in the mortgage market, or what's going on in their community. So that's what a flash briefing is. It's just it's like a little blurb or blog that you use your voice on that's played over this person's smart speaker. Oh, sorry, that's a duplicate slide. So this is an example of a real estate agent that has a flash briefing set up that allows people to subscribe to their services, right? And say, what's going on in Atlanta real estate. And you can subscribe to those services. Right. And so when you set up a flash briefing, again, just like any marketing, you want to make that consumer focused. You want to make that valuable. And so you want to talk about community, you want to talk about tips, and you want to talk about things that are general interest. All right. So Young, you had a question on this. So why don't you put that into the chat window if you don't mind, so that way we can answer that directly. And these are some of the questions that are answered, or asked out there. Alexa, what's the average home price in San Francisco? Or what's the average home price in Mission Viejo, et cetera, et cetera. So let's see what Young's question is. Is there a flash briefing function with Google too? No, there is not at this time. So it's all through Amazon and Alexa that I'm aware of. So, but I will research that and get back to you, because we haven't seen in our coaching team that puts this presentation together and these classes together, they haven't shared anything with us that talks about the Google flash briefing. All right, and then you can use these tools for an open house. So some of the things that are popular is setting up different smart speakers around the home. So that allows people to come in and take a look at getting registered, and then they can ask about different features around the house. So you can say, Alexa, ask property advisor to sign me in, and it'll have those people go through and sign those people into the open house, right? So open house skill is one of the skills that are set up on Alexa. You have your flash briefing. You can have different speakers set up to say, what does the HOA include? These are just examples. Tell me about the neighborhood. All those different things. So as you can see here, you set up these smart speakers around the home, and then you can set up these different questions that they can ask, that the smart speaker will play a little briefing for the person about that, either feature of the house or the community or the HOA or whatever question that you direct people to answer. And so the agent will receive an email with the lead contact information. So there's a system called Talk to the House. That's a whole company that's out there that has developed kind of a platform for using smart speakers in your open house. So if you want to check it out, you go talktothehouse.com. That's the website, and you can go in and check out those features, right? And it gives you the basic directions on how to set this up around your open house. So become the agent who owns voice in your local area, and you can, through the Alexa flash briefings and through Amazon, and you can set up those skills, right? And then My Home Agent is another platform that you can look into and allows you to market on Amazon and do some lead generation there as well. So go to myhomeagent.com. And then SoundUp is a tool that will allow you to upload briefings and set that up so that it feeds right into your Alexa flash briefings. So it allows you to record the information, upload it, and then you can schedule when that content's available, or you can go live on those things. So SoundUp is a company that allows you to kind of marry the two systems so that you can upload and schedule your flash briefings over time. So what are some of the apps that are available for real estate agents that we would recommend? And I'm sure some of you already know these, but let me jump into another there. All right. Let me just do this real quick so that way we all know. Okay. So this is a handout that we're going to send out to you guys as far as because you attended the class. You guys are going to get this PDF document. But I wanted to go through it just briefly because it shows you some of the information here that's really going to help you engage online and help you grow your business. So like we talked about, there's some open house applications. So there's Open House Pro. So it's available for the iPhone, gives you lead management tools for people registering for your open houses. And now that we're back live and being able to do open houses, that can be something that you would want to use. Snappa is a great tool to create social media marketing graphics. So you might want to look into that. There's Loop, which is a real estate app that helps realtors with productivity optimization, task management, online transactions. And then this tool right here, Fresh Chat, is a great little tool that sets you up where you have a chat window or live chat on your website and helps you capture those people that don't necessarily want to send emails or give out information like their phone number. And so you can communicate with people through that are on your website, and they can ask questions and you can respond right away. RPR Mobile is a real estate app that's worth looking into. This is a property research app that allows users to view market statistics, create branded reports, and they can search properties as more. DocuSign, we all know what that is. GoConnect is a CRM platform that's designed specifically for real estate brokers and allows you to customize actionable plans, basically plans for daily notifications, marketing plans towards past clients, lead follow-up, all those different things. So something that'll help automate your lead follow-up. Evernote's been around for definitely a long time, but it's very popular within real estate, right? It can help you keep track of outlines, notes, lists, and you can access it from any device on that. So it's cross platforms. And then Lumen 5 is an application that you might want to check out. So it's a platform to create video, and it takes it a step further to supply you with all the resources needed to produce Shareworthy videos. So this is available on Android as well as iPhone. And then Canva, we all know what Canva is. It's great for putting those presentations together. That has templates for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those things. There's Rescue Time. This is an automated management and time tracking application for real estate agents. So after you install the app, it will track the number of hours that you spend on applications, documents, and websites. Dropbox is a great tool for managing documents and storing those documents in a secure way that you can access from many different platforms. All right, so see, these are just some of the top apps that are out there. So we're going to send this out as a handout so you can have this ready to access. All right, so things that we wanted to keep in mind is the way that you're going to disrupt proof your business is make sure that you have systems in place to keep in track of your past clients, your sphere of influence, and make sure that you concentrate on this, because I can't tell you how successful people are that just deal with their past clients and know how to manage their database on a really high level. So make sure that you have systems in place to do that. Make sure you get tech friendly with your marketing and with your tools that you have, such as your websites, your landing pages. Make sure all that information is mobile friendly, that you have the ability to generate responses quickly. So somebody inquires whether they're on Facebook Messenger or on your website or whatever area they can reach you, that you respond quickly and have tools that help you automate that. Make sure we get social with video, and then check out that voice search and those Alexa skills that are out there as well. So thanks for your time, guys, today. If you have any questions or any feedback, we greatly appreciate it. And if you want to dive into this more on a one-on-one basis, I'd be happy to set up an appointment with you to do that as well. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.